Hello YouTube, how are you guys doing? I hope everyone's having a really good day today. We are back with Parcel Simulator. Now when we stopped last time, we were having fun opening up a couple of new areas and getting a couple new goodies. And I mentioned that I might actually tear down my entire setup and reset up how things move and flow through the warehouse. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that today. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. It does help me out a lot and it'll allow me to continue to bring you content such as this. So first thing I'm going to do is we are going to buy tier 8 of the warehouse, 2800 smackaroos. And this is going to open more stuff for us. We get a larger shelf, we get the switcher conveyors, we get another machine, all good stuff. My ultimate goal is to take this and kind of move each machine down this length of the warehouse. Now, tier 8 does not open the extra bays. I'm assuming that when I open tier 9, which is right here, that'll start opening the extra bays, so we'll get 4 trucks instead of 2, which can be kind of a cluster. We have a train-only bay. We also have a truck-only bay, and it is Saturday in our pixel world, so we can only send by truck, and a second invalid submission chute. So we can really do a number of things to make this a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and just start moving stuff around and configuring. Short idea, I don't really have one. I really don't have a plan in place other than I want to move all of these machines in a nice little neat row, giving myself more room and using up all this extra room, because there's a ton of extra room and we could really benefit from, you know, spreading out a little bit more and making more room for ourselves in the broad scheme of things. So let's just start tearing down and I'm going to see how this goes. The first machine I do want is the sticker checker machine. So I want both belts to come into this machine to start processing the parcels. Also, if we go into our store, let's go to automation. I have this new scanner conveyor stamp, which I am going to purchase because checking the stamps is still kind of a laborious process. We also have this cargo type diverter, directs parcels to different exits based on cargo type. That'll be very helpful. We have these sticker checkers, the multi-joiner conveyor, which I'm also going to buy. Splits parcels into 3 streams. I'm probably going to want that at some point, but I need to lay out everything first. I need to lay out my machines first. That's like step 1. I know my brain will work in the fashion of I have to do, you know, all of this all at once, and I don't. I have to kind of take it piece at a time, see what works, and then reconfigure based on what is going on. I'm gonna upgrade that immediately. You know, I put the other machine, yeah. There we go. But I want the first part to be this machine here. I still want all the denieds to be kicked out into, you know, the denial chute and go this way, that go over to the left, our left, and into the invalids in the back. However, we need to set up the rest of the machines. So I'm going to pick this up and move it just briefly. Same with this. I didn't want to pack them away, I just want to move them. So if they're approved, what I was doing is I was having them just go and be held on a shelf. However, I can split them into the correct chute by using this particular piece. Is it the smart splitter? No. cargo type diverter. This is going to be helpful as well. So I'm going to get one of these too because I want to try this out. Moving the parcels from, if they have an approved sticker, putting them into either the truck or train bays at the end of the warehouse. So this is the joiner conveyor. Oh, I couldn't buy new stuff, right? Check out. There we go. I'm probably going to want a few of these in my warehouse eventually, but for now we'll just start with this one. And this will divert it depending on what it is. Which kind of works out. So I have my maritime over here, and then the other two docks over there. You know, it's going to be a long stretch, but we can do it. We can do it. Well, it'd be no big deal. No big deal at all. Maybe. Like I said, we had to start someplace. And this is the someplace. Now we will change the cargo type to road for this particular one. So this will go all the way across here and into the roads section. I'm going to set up the truck bay kind of like I have my other two ones set up, where it just pulls off of these and into the appropriate bay. I think, however, I'm going to need, of course, more storage racks and more loaders and unloaders. These are corners, and I'm definitely going to need more belts, obviously. As you can see, this is already becoming quite the train monstrosity. As you can see here, we need to go back one more because I am loading the rack, and then I'm unloading the rack so it can go into the bay, and I need a corner piece for that one section, so I had to back out one more space to make that work. Okay, there we are. So at least that's one rack. However, we're probably going to do the same over here for the train. I think I'm going to abandon the bay way down at the one end and just use these two split ones. In the long run, I think it'll be a little bit easier to manage and maneuver items into the bays using, of course, the cargo splitter is going to be a really big help for us. I'm going to buy a couple of bigger shelves now that we have these unloaded. I'm going to do orange. I'm going to buy 2 of them. At least I have a decent chunk of change, so I can try all of this stuff without feeling too terrible. However, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it is a lot of stuff. This is what's going to happen is I'm going to set this one to rail. And this one is going to go to the rail section. Actually, for my sanity, I'm going to put a space in between it so we don't have accidental boxes going down it. There, I kind of like that setup for the rail. So I have 2 shelves. I bought the big shelves, and the rail ones come down here out of the approved sticker machine and get routed into the correct line, and then they get moved through here and into the rail when it's submittable. And this is the truck one. I only have 1 rack up here so far, but same thing, it comes out of the already approved sticker machine and gets, if it's rail, it goes through here. And I have to move this apparently. I had the wrong, there we go. So let me redo this. The package comes in here, and then if it's anything else, it'll go here. So there is none we can even do, except a cargo type's none or other, which I'm going to leave it on because I think these two are lit up, the maritime and the air. So if you leave it on other, then these two will come out this way, which I'm fine with. They can, you know, do their thing. I don't necessarily even need them to stack up at this point. They can just kind of make a pile and I'll deal with them. I can always, of course, adjust as money comes in as well too, but I want to see how much I'm going to have after, you know, doing all of this fuss. All right, let's hook up the rest of these machines. Shoot, I wanted to go this way and I think I shot myself in the foot, but we're going to figure this out. I can move the separator down further. Do you guys like puzzles? Because I feel like this is one giant massive puzzle. So I'm gonna try something else here as well. The other thing I kind of want to play around with a little bit is these denial sticker machines. However, you know, they're expensive. They're $3 grand. I would love to put one at the end of each invalid, like immediately, but that's gonna cost me $15,000 roughly if I do 5 of them. I feel like I'm not moved down far enough. Like I could move down even further. I knew I was gonna be picking up these machines and then re-picking up these machines. Okay, it's ugly, but it's functioning kind of the way I a little bit envisioned it. Like I wanted these more to be in a row horizontally across the warehouse as opposed to vertically. So yeah, I have some interesting snaking going on, but you know, basically it comes through if it's not stickered, comes out valid, goes here, comes out valid, goes in here, comes out valid, goes here, valid goes here, and the last check, if it's still valid, it goes into this holding rack. I don't think I have to check anything though anymore. The only thing we don't know is the prohibited contents. All right, that's the thing we actually have to check, is the prohibited contents. I'm gonna grab this belt, which is the one that says if it does have a prohibited thing on it, and we're gonna set this up over here. I'll see how it moves through the system though. I'm gonna borrow one of these maritime boxes. Just gonna test it. We're gonna skip the sticker checker. Let's check to see if this actually works. Okay, it's going through. Oh, that one's backwards. Try that one more time, make sure I got that right. There we go, perfect. This one's backwards. All right, seems to work just fine. Make sure the prohibited one works. Yep. Perfect. I hope. I'm gonna test this invalids one really quickly. I know these are all valid parcels, but I just want to make sure that I have all the conveyor belts set to the correct direction. So it'll come out here if it's invalid. I kind of want to have a line of invalids that come back this way with the sticker thing on it, that it'll put the sticker on it. But it's feeding from this machine, this machine, this machine, this machine, and this one. Oh, what am I doing? This, oh my gosh. This will keep going this way, I think, in theory. I believe then for this one, when we can actually test it here too. So like, let's say it comes out of that very last invalid, and I won't be able to see how this works until I actually put parcels through it that are invalid, but it should just drop back down to this belt from this line. Okay, just going back up towards that belt. Okay, that should, in theory, work. I know there's a ton more things I can do to make this even more efficient. If it comes out of... So this was the expensive joiner that I bought, the $850 one. If it comes out of here, what does it do? Okay, it will just go on its way. Gotcha. Okay. So all of these invalids should come out back here and then kind of come together and go through the invalid sticker machine, which will mark them as invalid, and then they can move all the way back here to this invalid submission area. So I'm getting, I have $6,000. I could probably just, you know, buy the rest of the conveyor belts and stretch it out back that way. Oh god, I'm horrible at estimating. I'm gonna need a lot more. Okay, let's test this line, see if it works. So it gets stamped invalid, and it comes down this conveyor and into this invalid submissions bay. But I just want to make sure that I have all my arrows going correctly. And try to catch the package before it goes into the chute. That could be bad. I don't want to have a missed parcel because I was testing something and let it slide down the chute. Okay, we're good. I kind of don't really have this figured out yet, but the maritime in the air, but my focus was to really streamline the sticker parcel checker, so if it does have a sticker, it can go to its appropriate places, and then set up the invalids so it can get stickered themselves instead of me doing it, and go to the appropriate spot. The last thing we need to do is just hook a conveyor system back up to the parcel, the actual sticker checker machine. I wasn't planning to put all the invalids like that together. I wasn't planning for that, so it really grabbed a big chunk of my change. Okay, now the next tricky part is going to be, joining that line to this line, which I was hoping to use this little monstrosity. And I think I need this joiner over here yet. So we'll take that piece out. We'll put that piece there. Yeah, that's what I want. This going to that. And let's test it once again. I don't know why I kept putting that parcel back. It's not like I wasn't using it 300 million times. So it comes off of this truck down here. It goes through this little squiggly over here. Okay. And then onto this belt. Okay. Still, like, I want more room for this particular truck. However, if things move along much more swift, I may not need it. I'm still gonna have to keep an eye on it, I think. But I don't have any more money, so I can't do any more fun conveyor belt things for the time being. Anyway, yeah, so I think the next thing we'll do is we'll test this huge monstrosity for a full day and see what happens. Parcels come off the trucks, come into our sticker machine. If they're valid, they get kicked through here. If they are maritime or air, they come over this chute and kind of into a pile. If they're truck, they go down there. If they're rail, they go down there where the orange storage racks are. There's a couple of them to store. And then anything invalid goes through this colossal area of belts. And they join together into kind of this one section where it goes into the automatic denial sticker machine, and then they get sent to the end of this monstrosity where they'll go into the invalid bay on that end. If they are valid all the way through, they come down here. Otherwise, if they need to be inspected, which is the one thing we still have to do by hand yet, they come into this storage rack. Otherwise, they get held here, and I can appropriately assign them. I'm have intervention yet so far, because if they're completely valid all the way through, then I still have to stamp them valid, and then I have to put them in their correct section. So I'm still going to have to take the valids, put them on a pallet, and drag them to where they need to go, whether it be air, maritime, or send them down to these two chutes. So I still have some hand involved in this. Can I make it more automated? Yes, but I don't have the funds to do it yet. So I'm going to have to go through a few days where I build up some more money, and then I can continue to do fun things. Hopefully, in theory. Once we have those 2 new truck bays, that's going to add another set of things into the mix, and I don't know, that's going to be a whole nother video, unfortunately. I think I'll wrap this one up for the day, though. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Please like and subscribe if you would on my YouTube channel. It does help me out a lot, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye, everybody.